Wouldn't that be better for this?
What do you think about the aggression-based matchmaking in Arc Raiders? They confirmed
Yeah.
it, I think.
The aggression, you know what? There's a video that I want to look on that. There is no doubt in my mind at this point that there is aggression-based matchmaking in this game. I have run up against that. I killed one guy at the beginning of a raid. No, at the end of a raid, just to defend myself. Killed him, and then immediately after that, the whole rest of the day, I was in very aggressive PvP lobbies. Then over the weekend, I went into, let's say, a couple of raids where it didn't pan out very well for me. Very quickly. I clicked a couple frowny faces. I might have put a couple frowny faces on the PvP element. And then after that, it was smooth sailing. It was smooth sailing for the whole rest of the weekend as I refilled the stash, which was great because I was playing, I didn't even have a headset on. Now, does that ruin the game? I think probably for a lot of people it does, especially the Mega Sweats. They probably don't like the fact that people can just go into raids and get gear. You don't have to deal with the fights. You can just run around. But the number of people that I have run into when I'm just doing some casual games, running around, I've run into so many just like chill people. I've given away stuff. They're dropping blueprints for me. And I think a lot of people, especially for how casual the game is, prefer the fact that you can play it both ways. It's not necessarily like you queue into specifically PvE, so there's still a risk. And even in these lobbies, I have been killed. It's not a 100% rate of not getting killed. In fact, I went into the power core room the other day. I put the power rod into the room, looted it. After a whole day of no issues, no PvP, and I came out of the room, the guy instantly claps me. So it's not like it's guaranteed, but there's still a little bit of risk. You got to still size people up. Even today, I've been running into a lot of people that they're a little sketchy. I'm hearing some shots. They're getting a couple kills, and I don't know whether I can trust them. That extra edge of pressure, it's kind of nice, even if you're in if you're a casual PvE player, you're in the low aggression lobbies. There's people that I've seen that have 100+ hours in the game played that have 0 kills as well. But because it's such a casual game, I think it becomes nice just for the same extent that you don't have to go on all the raids. Not every time you play this game is your account wiped out. That was something about Tarkov when I was playing that. I had an account, it was leveled up. I'm not playing the game a whole lot, and then it wipes. Now my account's at 0. Anytime I want to go play that game again, I can no longer go play it because I got to start from the very beginning. It's something else that I really like about Delta Force as well. When you're playing that game, you can build your character up. I can go back and play that game whenever I want to. That game doesn't even have wipes, at least not right now, from what I've heard. But this game gives you the option to go and do the wipes if you want to. It's not a crazy benefit from it, but it gives you that extra layer for the people who want to play late game and continue to grind for it. And a lot of people, especially if you're in the lower aggression lobbies, are able to get into it. So I think it kind of is a good flexible way to do it. I don't mind it. I think there's a lot of fun to be had just having PvE in the game. I know a lot of people even just cry because there is no dedicated, pure, guaranteed PvE only in the game as well. And I don't think it should necessarily be a PvE only game either. It's incredible for the Harvester, Queen, Matriarch, but I've been to a lot of dead ones. I mean, we ran the Matriarch earlier today. There's so many people that were friendly in there. There was a couple flares that went up. There's still betrayals that definitely happen. It sucks if you've got a lot of stuff from it. But it also sucks that you'll kill the Matriarch and then you don't get any of the loot if you're the one who was shooting it because you're too far away from it. People will just go in, they'll slurp the loot up and leave. But even from there was a lot of people that were still dropping cores to each other as well. I think the fact that this even has this game, like Tarkov has proximity chat. This game has proximity chat. But this is a whole different style of game even. People don't play this the same way, even though there's prox chat in both games, as they do in other ones. This has catered to a different audience, just in the fact that there's console players, there's controller players, it's crossplay, it's third person. Like it's not even I don't know. But that is a game, you're talking about PvE and the aggression, that has a... You can go play Tarkov as PvE only if you want to. There is a way to do that where you're just playing by yourself and you just play through all the quests and everything on it as well. I mean, am I crazy? Do you guys think that the aggression-based system is bad for the game as a whole? Let's see what my stats are, actually. Can't you see how many people you've killed? No, I like it. Well, now you guys also might be biased because if you watch me, I do a lot of running around looting. That was my favorite part of Tarkov too, was just running around looting. Even on Delta Force, running around looting was one of my favorite things. The thing that I was saying about that game, because I played that, took 3 months off COD at the beginning of last year, 25. Now I've been playing COD. Now I'm in 26 here playing this game. But back then, I loved just going and looting and making money. And the best way to make it in Delta Force was going on a super cheap kit and go make money on the damn map there. However, that was the only map I could really even queue, because if you tried to go to Lay Alley or any of the bigger maps, you couldn't even get the game to start, and it wasn't as efficient to make money on it. That's one of the things I also love about this game, is that you can go in on any of these maps and variations for them and make money. Stella is one of my favorite maps to go just run around and loot on. I like it. I prefer the casual loot. I prefer the low aggression. And I think it's a bit of a skewed experience, because I've also seen a lot of people, a lot of streamers, especially lately, really complaining about cheaters. Has been a massive problem for them. They're running into tons of cheaters, high aggressive players, and maybe they're not even, I don't know, I haven't watched the clip, so maybe they're not even cheating it. It's just the other best players in the world, because apparently that is the highest target that they're going after with this. And you know what? I got a video. We'll look at it. But apparently the highest target is skill level, then aggression, then other elements when it's trying to match you with players. And of course, the people who are going around crazy PvP are extracting almost out of every raid. They're pulling massive value. They're killing everybody. I think that's also what's driving players that are complaining about cheaters with this aggression-based matchmaking, that's funneling them together with probably the cheaters. And maybe that's why they run into more, because I haven't seen any cheaters in the game. I have seen people behind walls, which I don't know if they're putting that in the same category with the complaints. Because in Stella, there was a guy on top of the roof. I don't even remember where it was in the game. Oh, it was at security checkpoint. It was at security checkpoint right up here. There was a guy in the wall killing me on the top floor in the wall, shot me through the wall. That's the only one that, and I actually did run into one other cheater, apparently, because I got all my gear back once. And they do have, this is an awesome system for cheaters. If you do die to them, you get your gear back. I still wish I got my gear back from the guy that killed me through the wall. But this was from December 31st. That was not that occasion when I died to it. Claim it? Yeah, I'll probably claim it in a bit here. But my point is, yeah, and let's go in on a raid. We'll see what some of the aggression looks like on the next one, shall we? I got to clear my inventory a little bit here as well. And we'll keep chatting about this, okay? G-Money, though, locking in 6 months on the sub breach. Thank you so much, my good sir, as well as G-Money dropping a 5 gifted subscriptions out to the community here. Mo Dilly, also, thank you so much for the Prime. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. There's a no clip inside of the roof. Yeah, I don't think that was cheating. I think that was more so somebody exploiting into the wall, if that makes sense. Okay, what was I doing? Should we go in with the affiliate again as well and just keep running that today? I feel like we've kind of been on a tear with it. I want to just get set up so we can go into another raid. And I also need to clear my inventory a little bit here, but we'll keep chatting about that as well. If you guys could save some comments for when we get in next raid too, that could be helpful for me to reply to some of those things as well. We'll sell that. I kind of want to make more things, so I want to keep those now. My attitude is kind of flipped on these items. Let me sell these, though. The ammo we will need. We'll take 4 more of those for sure. We'll bring in a Stella key. Oh, wait. Let's see what we have available. We have a cold snap available. You know what? Let's do that. Let's see if we can cold snap and kill the Stitches in one raid. The Snitches. We'll go on a cold snap snitch killing spree. Ooh, there's a harvester available, though, but we'll do the cold snap. We'll do the cold snap sniping. And it's going to be slower to ADS, but I want to try and switch the stock to the padded stock on this as well. I'm not going to use keys, I don't think, either. We could bring one in, actually. We could bring one in. I'm going to bring the defibs. Oh, this is my last defibs as well. We've been going through these. Yeah, I might need to save those for actual PvE or PvP raids when we do those later. Bring that in. We've still got a decent amount on the canister. We got some meds. Let me bring some shields. Smoke nades are fine. That'll save us from having to bring the other stuff. And then let me just make a little bit more energy ammo here. I still can't even afford scrappy. Oh, that's what we were doing. We had to clear even more stuff out? There's no way. Look, I have space. Oh, yeah, I had these blueprints to give away as well. I was thinking of giving them away to chat, even. Inviting one of you guys in and dropping it for you. Maybe we do some blueprint giveaways on stream. Would that be a W streamer move? We can make more blue chips out of that as well. Let me sell this. W, yeah, we should do that. I think it could be fun. As long as somebody actually needs it, you know? Okay, let me at least clear scrap because this is a lot of money we're just leaving on the table here. If we let it fill up too much. Okay, now can I make it? We need some more energy ammo. We definitely need more batteries, though, if we're going to keep doing this. This is expensive on the batteries. But I know where to get a ton of them, so we're just going to start ripping more batteries. I just need a mental note. I'm bringing those out now. And then we need a couple stamp pens, and we're good. Okay. Oh, we already have some in the pocket here, too. We'll bring double. Okay, cold snap. Cold snap. Oh, yeah, let's watch the video first. Cold snap, snitch hunting with the affiliate. And then let me pull up the video. Let me see if I can find the link here. This was the quote. I don't know if we have the video for it as well. I think I do. Let's start with this. This guy's following Arc Raiders news. So for those of you guys who are curious if the aggression-based matchmaking is actually real, Patrick Soderlund, the CEO of Embark Studios, now confirmed in a video that apparently it is skill-based and aggression-based matchmaking in Arc Raiders. Full quote is below. The interview is from a week before the Cold Snap update as well. First, it's skill-based, of course. Then you have solos, duos, and trios in terms of how it's separating the players when you queue in, which you can also queue in with Phil. I've never done that before. I'm actually thinking of trying it and giving away some stuff that way, too. We also have, since a week ago or so, we introduced a system where we also matchmake based on how prone you are to PvP or PvE. Hence the aggression-based matchmaking. Are you shooting people? If you're shooting people, if you're damaging raiders, we'll match you with other people that are not damaging raiders. So if you prefer to do PvE and have less conflict with players, you get more matched with that. Obviously, it's not a full science. And I can 100% tell you after, how many hours do I have in this game? 170 hours in this game. There is a massive difference. I spend most of my time, I've probably spent in PvE lobbies. Mostly in solos, I will say. That's where most of the solos hang out. PvE in and out there. But I think a lot of people don't like this, though. Clowns are literally said themselves that the game was missing something when it was PvE only. Yeah, but some people still prefer PvE. That doesn't mean that everybody will. And there's still the risk of PvP in this. Even though I've been in very friendly lobbies, very friendly. I mean, I'm running around without my headset on for 6 hours straight, and then I'll get killed by somebody. Eventually, it can happen. and it definitely adds to the suspense of it. So if you get ratted every single game and I fight back, I'm aggressive, makes total sense. Yeah, you cannot fight back. You have to let yourself die. That's the key, at least from what I found. Let me see. There was another thing here. I think this is the clip, maybe? No, that's not the clip. Oh, 1 minute 8 in the video. Is this him? Is this the same clip, though? Is this a clip from the same clip?
But there is this tension.
The gaming merchant did a video here. Let's see. Apparently it's at a minute on here. This guy's got great videos, by the way, the gaming merchant on Arc Raiders, if you guys haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, we matchmake.
Oh, okay. So here it is. This was the interview, or this is the quote?
Aggressive-based matchmaking, and exactly what Patrick said about this.
Yeah, we matchmake. Obviously, first it's skill-based, of course. Then you have solos, duos, and trios, and then we also, since a week ago or so, we also matchmake now based on how prone you are to PvP or PvE. So if your preference is to do PvE and you know have less conflict with players,
you get matched up with that.
You'll get more matched up. Obviously, it's not a full science. I mean, sometimes
that's nice. I mean, I did have someone ask me like, is there aggression-based matchmaking? And that sounds like that's it.
And that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
So we did that, and we always knew that we were going to get some. You know that the game is especially as the game has gotten big, that's a problem.
So yeah, confirmed from the CEO himself, there is aggression-based matchmaking in Arc Raiders, which means you can curate your own experience in the game if you like.
And I'm telling you, man, a lot of people appreciate that. You can get a lot of progress done in solos, in PvE-esque low aggression lobbies. You can get a lot of stuff done that then, you know, if you don't have unlimited hours to play this game, you can still get a ton of stuff done that people that are going to go crazy PvP, crazy aggression, they might be really good at fighting in the game, but they might not even have as many blueprints as you because you're looting around, you're learning. And that's, to me, that's how I learned Stella, bro. I mean, I know that map so well now because I spent so much time running around learning it. But I like to do that before I get into the PvP. Then I got all the blueprints and I got all the gear. Now I feel more comfortable getting into some more of the PvP as well, which I get why a lot of people hate me. I get a lot that strategy, whatever. I think especially the people who are really sweaty, who are really good at the game, will feel that even more. But yeah. Let me see if this was... There was one other
tension, this underpinning of
video
threat, but also the sort of more the greater threat, the stereo.
Let me see. This was the other clip that I saw. So this was reported in PC Gamer. They did a video. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but there's a clip. I saw this on TikTok the other day, but I'd never saved it, unfortunately.
We wanted to know how much of this was intended and whether Embark wants to encourage this style of play.
Internally, we were hoping that we would strike this balance of having people almost apprehensive on how they're going to interact with
this
other
is another
people.
developer on the game. I actually met him at DICE.
This underpinning of
in the past.
Threat, but also the sort of more the greater threat, the exterior one with the Arc would perhaps invite to these sort of cooperative scenarios. But I think internally playtesting with devs, we're way worse people than the community when it comes to how we engage in combat. We were certainly hoping that we would see this happen, but I think to the extent that it happened at launch and seeing how people treat each other socially is heartwarming, and I think it's really uplifting to see. For what this game is, you don't choose a play style with a certain sort of capabilities or such. It's up to each player to sort of equip and adapt on to each scenario. the different maps open for and allow for very different sort of play styles.
Cleaning the
And
window in the background.
depending on what kind of gear or gadgets you bring in, you can sort of use them to your advantage more on certain maps than others. I think there's lots to be said about the armaments and gadgets that you bring. I think it is something that we want to explore with each sort of subsequent map update and new maps to see what else we can bring to the sort of palette that we paint from.
Some people in the Arc Raiders community have suspected that player behavior has a tangible impact on match.
When this first came out, I don't know if it was as strong with that either, but also there's so many people that are playing this game. It's actually insane. If you haven't looked at the Steam charts too, let's see what it's at right now. To my knowledge, the last time I checked, this game retained, and I think it hit a new peak player count. I'm not sure if it actually did new peak, but look at the retention on this game is absolutely insane. Look at this. Peaked 423. It did new peak. It new peaked in January. Holy moly. That's actually crazy.